So Netflix did it again. They made another romantic comedy that tries to convince us love still exists in the age of doomscrolling, cancel culture, and adult ADHD. It's called Nobody Wants This, which ironically might also describe the audience reaction when they first saw the title. Kristen Bell plays Joanne, a podcast host who talks about relationships even though she's terrible at them. Adam Brody plays Noah, a rabbi who just got dumped because apparently even men of God aren't safe from the dating pool. And when these two meet, it's pure Netflix magic, meaning slightly awkward flirting, quirky one-liners, and just enough Jewish humor to make the algorithm feel diverse. So here's the setup. A sex-positive podcaster falls in love with a rabbi. It's like Fleabag meets the marvelous Mrs. Maisel, but someone spilled oat milk all over the script. You can almost imagine the pitch. Okay, hear me out. She's wild, he's spiritual, and together they'll heal trauma through witty banter. And somehow Netflix said yes, here's $10 million, please make it awkward. The show tries to balance faith and modern romance, and sometimes it works. Other times it feels like watching your atheist friend argue with your grandma at Passover. Noah, the rabbi, is trying to make sense of the modern world. Joanne is trying to make sense of herself and her podcast downloads, and when they come together, it's like a theological TED Talk interrupted by a Tinder date. But here's the kicker. Nobody Wants This actually has some smart things to say about belief, connection, and how everyone's just trying to fill an emotional void, usually with Wi-Fi and sarcasm. Still, it wraps every deep thought inside a punchline about sex, religion, or kombucha. Let's talk about the elephant in the synagogue. This show plays with religion like it's a scented candle. Fun, aesthetic, and slightly offensive if you think too hard about it. Some viewers say it's progressive. Others say it's disrespectful. Personally, I think it's just Netflix doing what Netflix does best. Turning moral complexity into background noise for your Tuesday night wine session. They tackle questions like, can a rabbi date a sex podcaster? Can faith coexist with lust? Can Kristen Bell ever not play Kristen Bell? Spoiler alert, the answer to all three is kind of, but not really. So what's the final word? Nobody Wants This is funny, awkward, and occasionally heartfelt. It pokes at religion, love, feminism, and hypocrisy, which, to be fair, are all the same thing depending on who you ask on Twitter. It's a rom-com for people who want to feel deep while still checking their phone mid-episode. It's charmingly self-aware, occasionally profound, and yes, a little afraid to fully offend anyone. But let's be honest, that title is way too honest for Hollywood, because even though nobody wanted this show, once you start watching, you kind of do. So yeah, nobody wants this, but everyone's secretly watching it, pretending they're just doing research on modern storytelling. Sure, Karen. Sure, now excuse me while I go start a podcast about rabbis and existential dread. It'll probably get a Netflix deal next year.